when Esau came in and found out that Jacob had gotten that blessing, he was angry and wanted to kill him. And so his mama said, you know what, I'm going to have to get you away from here. Mama's still dealing. I'm going to have to get you away from here. And he said, I want you to go on down to Laban, my brother. You go on down there and wait until Esau cools off. And so now we find Jacob running, trying to get away from his brother, because his brother has sworn to kill him because he stole his blessing. And that's where we enter into this message in verse number 10. Verse number 10 says, and Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward, he's running. He's running from who? He's running from Esau, running from his brother because his brother is after him because he has stole his blessing. And the Bible says he lighted upon a certain place. You see, a Hard Rock Hotel is a certain place. And the Bible says now Jacob lighted upon a certain place. And everybody in here have visited a certain place. Now we haven't all been to a certain place, but we all have a certain place. Now, a certain place is that place where flowers don't grow. That certain place is a place where there is no still water flowing. That place is the place where the green grass don't grow. That certain place is the place where you need just a little understanding. But everybody understanding is going bad on you. That certain place is the place where you need just a little word of comfort, but you can't find it. That certain place is a place when you're going through something. Nobody want to go with you. That's that certain place. And everybody has been to that certain place. Well, that certain place is Hard Rock Hotel. Well, that's what it is. It's Hard Rock Hotel. That's a certain place. I'll talk about the rock in just a minute. The Bible said they went to, or he came to that certain place. And in everybody's life, you can tell me about your certain places. Yeah, folks smile and they laugh and they shake your hand and they dress up. But inside, the hearts are hurting. Broken hearts, broken relationships, broken lives, broken marriages, broken promises, broken dreams. Everybody has been to a certain place. And you got to understand that if you live long enough, you're going to come to a certain place. Yeah, if you live long, you say, well, I'm doing real good now. Well, maybe you are, but there's going to come a time you're going to come to a certain place. And not only come to a certain place, but you're going to be surprised sometime when you get there. And you have to ask yourself, how in the world did I get here? But you're at that certain place. And then the Bible says after he came to that certain place, the Bible says in verse number 10, he said he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night because the sun was set, and he took of the stones, that's the rocks. He took of those stones, of the rocks, of that place, and made them for a pillow. You see, here's what you got to do when you come to a certain place. Well, when you come to a certain place, you got to take the rocks. Well, what's the rocks? Heartaches. What's the rocks? Friends that turn their back on you. What's the rocks? Friends that smile in your face and stab you in the back. You got to take those rocks. You see, when Jacob got to that certain place and found those stones and found those rocks, here's what the lesson is to us. The Rhema word is that rather than curse the rocks, he took the rocks and made pillows out of the rocks. Hey, y'all don't hear that. Y'all don't hear that. You don't hear that. You see, it all depends upon how you see the stones. You see, when you come to Hard Rock Hotel, that everybody's going to visit sooner or later. Now, you may not have been to Hard Rock Hotel, but you keep on rocking down the road, and you're going to wind up at Hard Rock Hotel. You're going to wind up at a hard place in your life, but you can make it at Hard Rock. You can make it. The way you make it at Hard Rock is do what Jacob did. Jacob took the stone and made pillows out of the stone. You see what I'm saying? It just depends upon how you see the stone. You see, you say, well, brother preacher, I'm at Hard Rock Hotel. I'm having a hard time. Well, I understand that, but you can make it if you try. It just depends upon how you handle those rocks. It depends upon what you let them do to you. Because you see, you can take the rock. When you get to Hard Rock, you can take the rock and you can throw it back at the person that threw it at you. Now, that's one way to handle the rock. Or you can let the rock become a weight around your neck and drown you beneath the waters of self-pity. You didn't hear me. And so what I'm saying to you is, it depends upon how you see the rock. But the Bible said Jacob took the rock and made it for a pillow. Viktor Frankl, who was a Jewish psychologist, wrote after the concentration camps in World War II. He was in those concentration camps and of World War II. And he said that I looked at my people trying to figure out through observation how I'm going to survive and how to survive. And he said, I found two kinds of people. He said, some of my folk decided there was no hope. They decided that they were completely lost. And what ultimately happened to them, they did not survive. He said, but there was a group that decided that they may be in concentration, that the captor cannot capture their soul. They decided that this was just another experience in the journey of life, and they survived. That's the way you got to handle Hard Rock Hotel. When you get to Hard Rock Hotel, when you get to the point in your life, that certain point in your life where you feel like everything is going wrong, you got to take the stone, take the rock, and make a pillow out of it. It just depends upon how you see the stone. Now at Hard Rock Hotel, Jacob took the rock, he took the stone, and he made a pillow out of the stone. And the Bible says that he lay down and he went to sleep. You see, but you got to make a decision. Yeah, Thomas Carlyle, who was a great historian, wrote a 200-page document on the French Revolution. And when Carlyle finished that document, he gave it to John Stuart Mill, another historian, to read and to critique. And John Stuart Mills read this document, and but one of John Stuart's servants picked up the document and used the document for kindling to start a fire. And John Stuart told Carlyle what had happened. Devastated Carlyle. He had spent thousands of hours in 2 years writing that document on the French Revolution. And when he heard that this servant had burned up his document, and the only one he had, he gave him the master. And he decided, I'll never write it again. He said, there's no way I can rewrite that document. There's no way I can spend that many hours again. There is no way the ideas will come back to me. He said, I will never do it again. I can't do it again. He was despondent. He was dejected. He was depressed. And he was despondent. And he said, I just can't do it. And then one day he was walking down the street. And the story says that Carlisle saw a construction crew building a stone wall.